Oh, here goes the coin spin for Sunday night's open. Ready? Round and round she goes. Pour me a glass. It's a bull. Man, this coin loves the bulls, but don't we all? Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and the Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got, obviously, a lot of you love this camera as I do, the live Deerfield Beach underwater camera. Man, I sure wish they'd do one of these in Lauderdale by the Sea when they finally fix that damn pier. But take a look at this, man. All kinds of great fish. There's our Bermuda chubs always smiling at us. Happy little fishes, but not good eating, that's for sure. Hey, we're not here to talk about fishing or eating fish or anything like that. We're here to talk about precious metals markets, and wow, I guess half surprised, not really surprised. That's not even a surprised wow, to be honest with you, to see sub 20 silver, silver and gold hitting that sub 1800 mark, kind of halfway expected it. Been thinking about it for the last 2 weeks, actually, that we're going to see these lower levels, and we touched below it today. Silver more than gold, we'll get to that in a moment. Let me do a little spin here. Man, I can't get enough of this camera. Take a look at this. These little, it's almost like they know the camera's there. I mean, isn't that crazy? I know it sounds crazy, but those Bermuda chubs just kind of come right up and smile at you, don't they? That's a Bermuda chub, by the way. I believe that's Bermuda chub. I know those are for sure, and the Sergeant Majors, and then you got runners in the background. Lots of pretty fish out there. Bull, that's what the coin's showing here. Well, another evening report. I've not been able to get these done in the daytime, in the mornings. I've kind of got myself into an evening groove. I'm doing these daily reports that I do in precious metals. For the longest time, I did them in the mornings mostly. But you know what? It's okay to change things up a little bit. It's okay to have a little change of pace. And instead of drinking coffee and doing these morning shows with you, I'm having a glass of, what is it, a Cabernet, a cab from Napa Valley. Not that old, from our local Publix here. And like I said, when you buy gold and silver from me, I do spend locally at the local grocery store. And God, I got to see the mechanics on my brakes too as well. So yeah, I spend that money locally. Listen, great quote here. It's by Bob Barr. I looked up Bob Barr. Interesting fella. I guess he's one of the guys that was part of the impeachment of Clinton, and I don't care what he did either way. I do like the saying. I think he nailed it pretty good. As Rome burned, Nero fiddled. The flames of hedonism, the flames of narcissism, the flames of self-centered morality are licking at the very foundations of our society, the family unit. You know, maybe I'm just getting sentimental as I get older, but I'm realizing that the family unit is not just about, you know, mom, dad, your sister, and all that stuff. The family unit is really about taking care of the people that are surround you the closest. You know what I mean? Taking care of those people, and those people taking care of the people around them. You know, it's like this little circle of circles that just continues outward to infinity, really. All of us taking care of each other, and that's kind of disintegrated quite a bit, actually, in my opinion. And I know this is a precious metal shows. And how does this relate to precious metals? Well, it relates to the fact that as a society, as Rome burns, all right, Nero fiddled, and my Nero in my mind is a particular, my Nero really in my mind is our current government, red and blue. My mind, who Nero is our current deep state. My mind, who our Nero is today, is our current bankers out there. My mind on who Nero is, you know, and as they fiddled, Rome burned. Now, some of the Neros out there are smarter than others. I like to think that the central bankers who have kept the Titanic, you know, the fiat dollar, afloat as long as they have, are much brighter than they appear, and that, you know, they've got the money, they've got the computers, they've got the money to buy brains that can tell them what the future might hold. So I kind of think that, you know, the Fed is in control somewhat, you know, but, you know, in control of what? In control of a sinking ship like the Titanic, you know, giant hole that's been going down in this ship since 1913. The fact that these Federal Reserve chairmen since 1913 have been able to keep the sinking fiat Titanic afloat for so long is just You know, it's amazing. And they're smarter than people think they are. Again, never underestimate these people. Never underestimate these bankers, central bankers. You can underestimate politicians all the time, and you're probably not underestimating them enough, because they just do stupid things and they double down on stupid. But central bankers, I'm not quite so sure of this. Central bankers make money. The Fed, you know, the people that run the central banks, all right, these, you know, Powell and all these people, and the people that own these different districts and stuff, you know, they make money even if Rome is burning, okay? Don't forget that the Rothschilds were funding both England and France during their war. These folks are smart enough, so the idea that the central bankers, the poor central bankers, is anything but. I mean, think about this. When everything took a shit in 2008, what did they do? They ended up with all these assets. Poor central bankers, they ended up with mortgages. And what did they pay? What did they buy these mortgages with? Fucking useless paper. I mean, who are the suckers out here, folks, really? But anyways, you know, a couple of good things here is who are the Neros today? Who will be fiddling as Rome burns? Who is fiddling as Rome burns? You got to ask yourself these questions. And what are the flames? Hedonism, narcissism, self-centered morality, looking at the various foundations of our society, which is the family unit. And the family unit doesn't necessarily have to be mom, dad, your sisters, your brother, your daughter, your son, your wife. Your family unit can be whoever is the people that are close to you. Your family unit can be, gay and homosexual couples. I'm cool with that, man. I'm just not cool with the social justice warriors out there, but I'm cool with all that stuff. The family unit can be, the family itself, the traditional family. The family unit can be a boyfriend and a girlfriend that's lived with each other a long time. The family can be you and your pets. I'm serious. But no less the circle of love, the circle of taking care of people, taking care of that unit, that unit that you consider family, extends outward and outward and outward as long as you teach it to other people. But the problem is we've got governments, deep state, and dividing us all right? And it's just really not good stuff. All right, I'm not going to get into that. I'm starting to talk about social things and all that stuff. But what does this have to do with gold and silver? Well, social decay. It's a good place to be, gold and silver. So that's the simplest explanation I can make. I'm going to take a sip of, and to all my listeners out there, a toast to you, again, with a good cab, not a good cab, but a cab from the local grocery store tonight. Cheers. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. And by the way, for all my folks out there that like firearms and Second Amendment people, this holiday is for all the people that own firearms out there, because you made this holiday happen. Think about it. If it wasn't for Americans with firearms and the Second Amendment, well, they didn't have the Second Amendment at the time. If it wasn't for Americans with firearms, July 4th would have never happened. Remember that. It's not so much about protecting you against the zombie hordes or against the local robber. It's about you protecting yourself against the deep state and the establishment and whoever that might be. And our founding fathers knew that. Again, what does this have to do with the price of gold and silver, folks? The decline of the Roman Empire. Really, it really does. That right there. All right, let's take a look at markets today. Dip below, I thought last night, and I've been watching this slow death by 1,000 cuts with gold and silver happening over the last, month or something like that. And I said, I just know they're going to take it down to that sub $20 level. But you don't know for sure, because I've seen it hit there close and then kind of bounce back up and ricochet back up. And gold kind of too, but not so much. Remember, the most manipulated market out there is the COMEX market in silver. The CME group, which runs that group, to me, they run the most crooked fucking casino that you could ask for when it comes to the silver markets. But that's what you're saying. There's no reason why silver should be less than $20 an ounce, other than crooked fucking casino, COMEX, CME group, and the large commercial players that they allow to do this kind of stuff here. And I'm sure there's other factors involved. Good video by VBL, which we'll get into in a moment. I'll let you listen to that. Long video, by the way, longer than normal, I think, tonight. And again, I just cracked a bottle of this cab, so just started it, so I can take my time and enjoy this with you. So let's take a look at silver, 1988 right now. Again, sub 20, we hit that sub $20 mark, close to that $20 market, folks. I wasn't sure. I made a couple of videos, sub 20, we'll see below 20, and again, touched it over the last year, but not quite. We're there right now, but come on. It's, Ted Butler says it so perfectly, is that, remember, the price discovery in silver, and this price you're looking at right here, is not set by the fact that there's a bunch of people out there, all the hodlers of silver and all the Wall Street apes and all the silver people are out there just selling their silver. They're done, they're capitulated, they're finished. Folks, I tell you, I've been buying and selling gold and silver a long time. I still see more buyers today, even though less than I've seen in a little while. Again, summer doldrums and other things, lower prices. But I haven't seen any capitulation in silver by any silver investors, especially on the retail side of it. And the wholesale guys feel the same way. We're not, the price discovery, this price you see right here is set by the COMEX, CME Group, in their crooked frickin' casino. Again, my opinion and the opinion of people that are a lot smarter than me as well. So this just represents a bullshit number right here. A bullshit arbitrary number based on paper, based on, again, you know where I'm going with that. Gold, not as much, because remember, gold is a worldwide market. The prices are set worldwide, not necessarily just in the crooked CME markets where silver is, again, the price discovery in silver is primarily made in the CME markets. Not so much with gold, but gold has been holding its own. If you take a look at the ratio, you'll see that, I believe it's in my thumbnail, 91 to 1 right now. I like this ratio. And again, it tells me two things. Gold is too high, silver is too cheap. Now, granted, gold has come down a little bit, but that ratio, silver's gone down much dramatically. Gold's hanging on to that $18 mark despite hitting that $17.85. Again, silver getting monkey hammered. Gold just kind of hanging really, really good there. A lot of people are kind of bagging on gold, mostly crypto people and people. I don't blame them, man. Take a look at their market. Fucking hemorrhage right to the nth degree. So, I can't blame crypto people, but, don't blame it on gold, and don't try to say that, that crypto was going to be the new gold. I always said it wasn't, and it never is going to be, it never will be, and it never is going to be. But it is. I believe crypto will survive this carnage right here. Bitcoin, a lot of other coins probably not, but I think in my limited knowledge, I think Bitcoin will survive this carnage, and that someday, it'll be a solid asset of some sort. Maybe not, maybe not. Again, the reason it would not be is because what I've always said, I think we are in for a reset. I think that the central banks globally, again, I'm going to go to my conspiracy here. I think that the central banks globally saw that they couldn't continue this way. And this was about 2019. I think the United States, the central bank here, the Federal Reserve, was looking at, credit repo, major credit repo issues in 2019. And then thankfully, or maybe coincidentally, you had the critter come in 2020 and shut everything down. I think that gave them some breathing room. Also a great scapegoat for the fact that, here's the issue, folks, 2008, and I'm going to relate this to a patient. Some of you have heard this before. In 2008, the economy, which I'm going to say, think of it as a person, had a major accident where they had a major gaping wound in their body. They were a lot of blood loss, major blood loss, and the patient was about to die. And when I say the patient, I'm going to say the U.S. economy the way it was, the world economy the way it was in 2008, and the U.S. dollar. And the U.S. dollar is even dying worse because of the de-dollarization by China, by Russia, by other countries, created by our own politicians, which fuck the dollar, but no less, whole different story. So I think that back in 2008, and we had a major issue, and instead of fixing it, they, like a patient with a major wound, you know what I mean? Triage out in the battlefield, big major wound, sucking wound with freaking blood coming out. What do? You throw a big fucking Band-Aid over it, as big as you can. You try to stop the bleeding as long as you can, stop the hemorrhaging, and then you start adding plasma, keep the patient alive. And I'm sure there's more to it than that. I'm simplifying this. But in 2008, think of it that way. Big gaping wound. The gaping wound was caused by ourselves. Overspending, our federal budgets, stupid politicians on both sides of the aisles, not a conservative, fiscal conservative up there, except for maybe Paul at the time, and maybe I don't even know who to say else. So anyway, instead of fixing the patient in 2008 and going through the pain of sewing up the patient, sewing up those vascular wounds, getting the patient to heal, you know what the Fed did? You know what the government did? They just kept throwing more Band-Aids and more plasma. Plasma being money, the money supply. Plasma being just buying up toxic assets. But listen, let's not just talk about, the Fed didn't really buy toxic assets. They pawned them off on you and me, and they pawned them off on the government. What the Fed did was buy real assets, like parts of companies, GM. They bought mortgages. Oh yeah, toxic mortgages, but they still own the fucking property, didn't they? What did they pay for it? Fiat bullshit. All right. How did I get off? This is what a half a glass of wine does to me. Gosh darn. Imagine a half a bottle. My girlfriend couldn't tolerate me. But here, I'm going to get a sip to you. Again, cheers to all my folks out there still following me right now, listening. Let me talk about silver. Silver's a freaking steal right now. Sub $20 silver is a steal in my humble opinion. Premiums are freaking drop dead bottom. And here's the problem. We're in summer doldrums. The retail purchases of silver always slows down this time of year. People go on vacation, people enjoy other things, and as I'm always saying, if you're already bought in with silver, you can only stress yourself by looking at these lower prices, and the stress is short-term lived. The ultimate place where gold and silver is going is this. And remember, gold in this current world environment, gold has been around for 5,000 years. Gold outlived Nero burning Rome. You know what I mean? Outlived all that stuff. Gold outlived empires, fiat currencies, and that's what we've got going on right now. You're seeing strength in gold. People saying, well, why isn't it up above 2,000? Why is it down? Folks, cryptos, which were supposed to be the new gold, are a third of their value not too long ago, and they've hemorrhaged recently. The stock market across the board is pretty much hemorrhaged. If you don't think it's going to hemorrhage more, you got some cognitive dissonance going on there. What else? The dollar. You can't put your money in the dollar. Even the dollar's the strongest. The dollar is the last horse to the glue factory, and that ain't saying much. But the dollar, and by the way, the DXY is kind of up too, kind of coincidentally. I don't know why, but no less. The dollar is up, all right? But you can't put your money in the dollar. Ultimately, it'll be worth a lot less. The buying power of the dollar is just decreasing more and more. Well, where is that factual information there? All you got to do is look at the government's own statistics, which is right here. The Fred, is that the Fred CPI? Let me see. I think it is. There you go. Purchasing power of the consumer dollar. Look at that trend. We're down. Let's just go to 1 year even. Look at that. Woo! And you can blame the current administration, right? Listen, there's no conservatives in the red party, but when it comes to the blue party, those fucking people are off in a fantasy world. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Maybe they're just really trying to accelerate the decline of everyone so the entire population can rely on them fuckers to give them a little bit of, CD, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. So I think that's where we're going with the reset. You know how CBDCs will be rolled out in the next major recession, depression, and they'll be given to the poor directly from the central banks themselves. Here you go, man. Here you go, folks. In your name, unless of course you said something nasty about the administrations that are giving you this money. But let's move along from there and look. Gosh, man, I digress so much. I'm having a good time tonight. Friday night, folks. That's party time. Not really. I'll be asleep after this. A little food in my stomach. Let's take a look at the charts here. Couldn't blow these up. same old bullshit in the CME Crimex markets. And as you can see here, today's markets, overnight markets kind of drifted downward in the price of gold, but not much. Remember, the gold isn't manipulated as much in the CME casino as silver is. And as you can see, kind of drifted up during the markets here in the daytime. But let's take a look at silver and see sideways, 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 a little bit down. So kind of encouraging. Again, we drifted below that $20 mark, but not by much, folks. And remember, the price discovery here, the price of silver is just some bullshit fucking number derived by a bunch of crooked, collusive, manipulative short positions in the Crimex markets. It doesn't reflect what the price of silver is really worth. Silver is a fucking bargain at these prices, in my opinion, but not in the paper markets, but in the physical markets. And you know the beauty of it too, look at the dollar, by the way. Stock markets, let's see, what was the, Dow was, no, really up today? Come on, that's got to be a mistake. Whoop. All right. Dead cat bounce, dead cat bounce, dead cat bounce, in my opinion. But I'm not a stock. I'm not a stock person, and artificial. All right, let's just take a look at the other things here. What are the best deals out there? I know most of you want to know this, and it's the one thing I can tell you better than any YouTube talking head out there is what the best deals out there. I am a physical precious metal dealer since 1977. Now, I know I'm bragging a bit. I was really young then. I was working for my father at his shop after school, but I can still make that claim. And I've been second generation in this business, man. I know this stuff really well. Best deals out there are still PAMP 1 ounce bars, gold bars, or the other gold bars out there. However, gold premiums are really relatively way better than they've been in the last 3 or 4 years. You know, gold eagles were as high as $200 over the spot gold price. Fractional stuff is still pretty expensive in gold, so you know you're going to pay up on the sovereign products. But as far as 1 ounce products, gold buffaloes, gold eagles, not too bad. Still, last I looked, 117 over, and as you know, I can beat APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion on their prices. Those are the big gorillas out there as far as precious metals goes, and your local dealer should be able to do the same. If you live in South Florida, I'm the guy to see in gold and silver purchases. I also do rare coins, precious metal, and precious metals, other things too as well. But no less, bars are the best deal. But you know, if you're stuck on other sovereign products, you know they're not as horrible as they've been. Silver, still the worst deal out there is constitutional silver, 90%. Ugly old dimes and quarters and halves. Don't ask me why it's so popular. I know what it is, but I'll explain that another time. 1 ounce, 10 ounce, kilos, 100 ounce bars are the best deal out there when it comes to silver. Again, if you live in South Florida and you can come visit me between 10 and 4, I've got the really good prices. I'll beat the online guys. If you don't, check with your local dealers. Not that APMEX, SD, SNM, SD, and JM Bullion, there's anything wrong with them, but you know, they're out of your neighborhood, they're out of your town, they're out of your state. You know, try to keep your money local. I don't care if it's tires, jewelry, or precious metals. I can beat their prices, and your local dealer should be able to do the same thing. As far as silver, you know, again, stay away from Eagle, stay away from other things. That's my opinion. And I was going to say the opinion of people smarter than me in this field, but there's not many. All right, I know that was a big brag. I know my physical shit, man. I've been doing this a long time. Good video by VBL here. And 16, let me see if I can view this, and we're going to go to 16. I'm going to let you listen to this. Vince has an Vince, I call him Vince. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. VBL, not quite sure what the gentleman's name is. There he is right there. But I listen to his stuff. I think he's a smart dude. And he brings up the point that the, the managed money traders, you know, the algo trade, the guys that follow the charts and stuff like that, have been shorting silver. And this is true. Ted Butler points this out. Most of the big silver shorts that kept adding shorts were commercials. Apparently there appears to be a managed money short in there now that's replaced one of the big short positions out there. Vince talks about this, but you know, he does say that maybe these managed monies, you know, my first instinct was, no, I think you're wrong on this. I can't keep calling him Vince. I think you're wrong on this, but you know, I think he may be right, is that the people that trade silver on, you know, the charts and everything like that, where it's going, you know, and when they see trends, I think if they see a recession trend, as he points out, that they think that things like copper and silver, which is used for some manufacturing purposes, are going to go down in price. But I think they do not understand that these big short positions on the commercial side were really, well, anyways, listen to what he says and let me know what you think. It's not that long, and ready here. Let me see if you can hear it.
It's just waves.
It is at 16, and I'm going to do this real quick and let you listen to what he says. And long video today, by the way, and there we go, 1551.
I'll tell you what. The dominant player in U.S. silver, aside from the Boyne banks who fuck us every week, we know that.
All right, Vince, I keep calling him Vince. VBL, all right, VBL, 100% agree with you on that. I'm sorry I interrupted already, but let's continue.
Are the CTAs. The CTAs, I said this before, the CTAs always end up losing money, but when a market trends, they fucking make money and they add to it. So what did I say? Winners are being added to. And what did I say about investors? Investors only play from the long side, okay? Funds and CTAs play both sides. Let's go through what the CTAs do. They play both sides. What are CTAs doing? Long stocks, sold, get out. Some of them are probably short, add. If you're long, you're getting out. If you're short, you're adding to it, okay? That's it. That's what's going on in stocks right now. Gold, they're net long, they're getting out. Silver, they're net short. They're not closing shorts, they're fucking adding to them. Remember the investor says, I have $100.
He talks like
70,
a sailor
15
too.
and 15, right? He goes 70 down to 50, 15 in gold down to 0, and 15 in oil up to 20, and now I've got 30 in cash, right? The CTA says, and I told you this months ago, this is how it works. I've got 70 in stocks. Let's just say I've got 50 in stocks. I've got 15 in gold. I've got minus 10 in silver. You know, I don't know how, my math's going to be off here. And I'm long oil. What are the CTAs doing? Sold some stocks, sold some oil. Net, I'm going to be adding to my silver because we're adding to winners. We're closing losers. It's investment theory. It's how allocations by RIAs are done. Why do I know this? Because I fucking know it.
Anyways, I thought you would enjoy that. He kind of has colorful language like I do, but you know what? He likes what he does, and he doesn't care, and so does Brian. But no less, let me know what you think of that. And I follow this guy. Not follow this. I listen to his stuff. One of the few guys that I do listen to, mostly on ZH as well. But I think that he had this on Twitter. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hey, let's take a look at Peter Schiff's video here today. You know, Peter Schiff, he can really be a prick. I like the guy, don't get me wrong, but you know what, he's a very, he's a bull. He's a bull. And I don't mean a bull like, a consummate bull in gold or whatever it may be. Definitely not crypto. But when he's got his opinion, man, he just rolls right over people. Interesting video that just popped up in my feed. Peter Schiff exposes Mashinsky's Celsius scam 7 months before it happened. Good video. Type this in. I think you'll find it interesting. I do find Peter Schiff, excuse me, man, I like the guy, and I actually gave him money for his campaign, but I can find that he can be a little bit, rough around the edges here with people, and I get that. I cringe sometime when I hear him like, but he's right. He's absolutely right, and I think at some point when you've been bagged on so much and you've been right, that maybe you get like that a little bit, and perhaps I will as well. During Peter Schiff's debate with Celsius founder Alex Mashinsky, they claim that gold has no value, Bitcoin's a bad form of payment. Very, very good debate here. Highly recommend you watch it. A little bit, let's see.
Now we're about 60,000. We're a little bit below where we were.
As do most assets. Hit a new all-time high, dropped. Balances potentially hit another one.
Are you moderating this, or are you just here to tout Bitcoin too? Is that your main goal?
This is great.
I'm here to play both sides.
I'm making a point here. You don't need to argue with me.
I love Peter Schiff for this because first off, he's not afraid to speak his mind. First off, but again, some people he can be a little toxic. But this little bit right here just puts a smile on my face. Look.
I'm highlighting the price facts, Peter, but go ahead and make your point.
I know that, but let me finish making my point. You're the moderator.
Go ahead.
All right?
I know, and I will.
And mind you, this is the lady from Kitco. I'm not a big fan of Kitco. I use their charts and stuff. I'm thankful that they put good charts up there, but this is that moderator from Kitco. I'm in love with her, but I'm sorry I shouldn't say that, but I'm not a big fan of Kitco. And this is the Mashinsky right here in Celsius that just went down. Anyway, I love this exchange. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt it. You can watch it yourself.
Continue to do so, but
yes,
finish your
I know,
point.
But
I can make my own case, no problem. I don't need help.
You're clearly biased, and I get that. You're part of the shills out there that are trying to get people to buy Bitcoin. You probably have a bunch of Bitcoin advertisers. And my point is, we've had an unprecedented amount of money spent advertising Bitcoin. I mean, every time I turn on financial television, all I see, one commercial after another, highly produced, very slick Madison Avenue campaign trying to get people to buy Bitcoin or some other crypto. All of this push, massive amounts of money spent, all kinds of retail people getting sucked in, and the price hasn't gone up. So what that tells me is that there's massive distribution going on. The stronger hands that got in early have been pumping this market up, and they are gradually unloading their digital tokens to the public. They're spending all this money to con people into buying what they want to sell.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because we could go on for here, but I just love, there's something about people that are just fed up and don't care how, it's like the grumpy old man. He's just going to say it like it is. And I'm not saying Peter Schiff's a grumpy old man, but he says it like it is. I think he's just past being polite about it at some point, and he's been absolutely correct about it. He got trashed a lot about it for a long time. Maybe that's why he's not being so diplomatic, but great video here. Peter Schiff exposes Mashinsky's Celsius scam, and it's done by Peter Schiff. I like the guy. Put it that way. He's an explosive type character, but no less good video there. ZH here, former all kinds of stuff here. Welcome to this. Absolutely the fucking sock puppet right here of leftists, progressives, and Marxists. It just makes it worse and worse. F this guy as far as I'm concerned. The way that he handled people that had dissenting opinion and the way he handled censorship, this guy can stick that entire company up his fucking ass as far as I'm concerned. And by the way, if this video gets me very few views because of the algos, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Society is going to be hardest on those that speak the truth, and I'm just trying to tell you the way I see the truth here. But screw this guy right here. He screwed himself. I once, at one time, defended that particular platform. I was thinking that, like Congress and Senate, and people, the deep state wanted that, us talking to each other on a particular forum. They wanted that done with, over with. And I guess eventually they got their way because they got him to get rid of people that had dissenting voices. So F that platform. I hope it goes to hell. I hope it goes to MySpace. Anyway, there you go. There's a warm hold right there. But man, these are mega economies right here, folks. These are mega economies, and what are they kind of going to benefit off of? Real products, real things that people need, not bullshit fiat dollars and a bullshit banking system. I think, and in fact, that particular country's currency has done extremely well. It's at an all-time high, despite all the bullshit, what are we going to call, sanctions that are going on with that. And I'm going to move along from here because there's nothing good going on out there, which really is this right here: Rome burned, the flames of self-centered morality, hedonism, and narcissism. Man, you couldn't describe this current administration and this current world better, folks, to many degrees. Let me go back here and move along here to, speaking of Rome burning, really, listen, when you've got idiots at the helm of the ship, what do you expect? All right. I like that little, anyways, we'll show that another time here. Let's take a look at GAT.org. Not much to talk about. One of my viewers today said, Brian, please talk about rare coins sometime. You're really good at rare coins. And I got to tell you, I'm even better at rare coins and precious metals than I'm at bullion, even better. I got to talk about coins, rare coins, and paper money and the history behind it at some point, and do another show on that. But you know what? Running a business, trying to have a personal life, getting older, wanting to retire, wind things down, enjoy your life, and making more videos just doesn't seem to work together. But at some point, I will. I like doing videos, I really do, but I'm just kind of stretched in so many areas. Really cool story right here. Read it on gata.org. I don't know why it's on there. They talk about the manipulation of gold prices by governments and central banks. I believe them. If you want to learn more about that, read that right here. And India, the gold haven, all this stuff. Hey, listen, read this yourself here. Invest responsibly in gold rules set by market riggers, the LNB, AMJ, and Morgan. Great stuff out here when it talks about the manipulation of the gold markets. Read gat.org. When it comes to manipulation of silver markets, there's nobody better than Ted Butler. If you want to know why the price discovery is set in the crooked COMEX markets, how they do it, and why the crooks are, who the crooks are, and how they do it, you listen to Ted Butler, man. Listen to read Butler. Oh my gosh. What is it? Gosh, I'm sorry, Ted. I forgot the name of your Butler Research. Listen to Butler Research. And with that, I'm going to take another. This is a half glass of wine, folks. You could imagine going on a dinner with me, and I'm on 2 glasses of wine. I bet you I'm a load of fun. Let's move into. Oh man, that's not yesterday's video. That's my channel stuff right here. Let's see here. Let's see if we can do that, and close that.
Are you buying or selling gold,
Ooh,
silver,
my
and
old
platinum
ad.
coins?
Come and see me, Brian Kuzma, Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metal. Will silver dip below $20?
Looking to sell your jewelry, watches, diamonds?
Not to you, you bastard. So here, let me get past him. Listen, I got to talk to Marcelo. I don't need the money. I don't know why he does the monetization on this. It doesn't matter to me. All right. Yesterday's video here, I didn't want to put that guy's face. Do you need the money? Sell me your gold and silver for way too less. Anyways, let's move into thank you all my viewers out there. And don't forget to hit the like button and that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate that. Sort by newest first. Close your eyes if you get seasick because I'm going to the bottom. There you go. You know, the beauty of not being a big subscription channel and not having a lot of viewers and commenters is that you can actually acknowledge the people that really make your channel, which is the commenters and the viewers out here. Thank you, Welco Services. JTBSK2, keep stacking. Silverback El Toro says, I'll buy when it dips to 16. All right, let me see if I got a comment on that. I just don't think so, Silverback El Toro. I mean, I just don't see it. However, stranger things have happened. And again, remember the price discovery is made at the COMEX markets. Never underestimate the crooks at COMEX. Could it dip to 16? Yeah, but where would the physical sellers be? There'd be no retail physical sellers at 16. Are you kidding me? They're buyers at 20, 19. You know, maybe ETFs, maybe whatever. But wow, I don't think so, man. But you know, you never know. And if they do, back up that truck, dude. PS says, what's the best deal on silver coins? Britannia, can you tell me why 22 is cheaper than 2000? I can't, PS. I don't follow Britannias, man. Britannias are like silver Krugerrands or like Maple Leafs or like Silver Eagles, sovereign products. I don't follow them. Generally speaking, you know, my primary focus is on selling my customers the least expensive premium silver products out there that are industry recognizable. Important key phrase that I just said there. So you can repeat that if you like. But again, cheapest premium for industry recognizable products is what all the customers out there, all you people should be buying from your local dealers. Britannias are not them. Sorry to say it, love them, beautiful product, just like Silver Eagles, just like Maples, but not the cheapest out there. Best deals out there are 1 ounce bars, 10 ounce bars. And again, separate aesthetically pleasing products from your just whatever, your products that are just assets, silver assets. Who gives a frick what they look like and how pretty they are? You know, and if you do that with your silver stack and you and you focus on stacking more silver at a lower premium, regardless of what it looks like, you'll save enough money to buy some really cool, pretty stuff. How's that? Best way I can say it. Let's get rid of this person right here. You get to see me remove the spammers from my, there you go, remove that. Kosi says, I'm more cheery in the evening after my medication. Well, here's to you, Kosi. Here's a little cab right here, a sip of my cab. Cheers to you, my friend. Again, I love these evening shows. Wine, but I like my coffee morning shows too. I'll get back to that eventually. Just right now, I've switched it up a little bit. Let me see. Phone ring, AC being busted. Yeah. The nice thing about the evening is that I am done. I'm done with all that stuff. The phone's not ringing and all that stuff. So that is a nice thing. However, I'd like to get like an early morning show. Damn, I should get like an 8 a.m. show. But the thing is, all right, I'm not going to make excuses. You never know. I could be back to 8 a.m. in the morning. But meanwhile, let's enjoy these evening shows. Cheers to you, my friend, Kosti. You too, Silver Loving Lou, and Alberto Salames. Go F yourself, and there you go. You're off into the netherworld of whatever the hell that delete button takes you. Michael Benedict says, what's expected for silver future prices? I get mixed answers. Michael, take a look at my cursor here. In the lifetime, let's imagine this, like right here. You see where I'm circling is 5,000 years ago. Let's imagine this today. This is what gold and silver does over the course of our lifetime. I'm over-exaggerating a tad bit, but we live in these little tiny slices right here. And overall, long-term, if you look at silver and gold as a preservation of wealth, you're never going to wake up and hear it went bankrupt. You're fine. If you're in this to get rich quick, or you expect it to go up quickly, and you want to make a lot of money and get out of it, then you're probably in the wrong market, man. That's you go to Las Vegas or the newest crypto or whatever the hell it is. I'm sorry, that was a stab on cryptos. There we go. There's another FU. Get the hell off my page. Remove. And, oh man, Savetta Caraola. Don't you have better things to do with your time than just to waste our time? Let me take you out of there. Thank you, Tracy Norman. You have a great day. Linda Compton as well. Nice to hear from you. I'm going to call you an old timer, Linda. But man, it's funny, over the years, the last couple of years, I've had a lot of viewers. A lot of you come and you go, and you come back and you go. And but I want to thank all of you for just even being here for a brief moment. It's very important to me. Thanks, Linda. Nice to see you commenting. He doesn't just look like it. He is a sock puppet, that's for sure. Thank you, Large. Bob says question should be when, not will. Overnight, probably tomorrow, 1915. Oh, you're talking about the silver price. Yeah, bottom 15, 12. No way. Unless we see a major depression, economic collapse. No way. But again, man, never underestimate the crooks in the silver market. Never underestimate the crooks at CME, I'm telling you. And that's my opinion. The people that are much smarter than me, opinions as well. It's an opinion. Is there a reason American silver used to get $1 on them? Yes, there is. Believe it or not, Bob Howard, the reason they say $1 is the U.S. Mint knew at the time that certain states had sales tax, certain states did not have sales tax on U.S. legal tender. And that's why, if you remember, back in when U.S. Mint first producing gold, they produced the Grant Wood series, and a series of gold coins that had no denomination on it. The postal metals is what they call them. The post office sold them, and you could buy them from the post office for the gold price plus something. You had to buy them at the post office, and they would get shipped to you. All right. They also were taxable in some states. The U.S. Mint had learned actually, and I guess they took the time to learn that some states had sales tax exemption because you couldn't charge sales tax on legal tender. So the U.S. Mint started putting $50 and dollar denominations on these. So it has nothing to do with the fact that the price of silver is going to $1. Don't worry, Bob. Keep stacking, my brother. You'll be fine. Wallace says, thanks, Brian. Stackers are the most patient people on earth. Yeah, they are. They really are. It's not that we're the most patient people on earth. We understand what real value is. We understand what a real asset is. We understand that this particular asset, gold and silver, has been around for 5,000 years, and we're never going to wake up and hear it went bankrupt. That's important, folks. That is important. Thanks for watching, Wallace. I appreciate that. Zenutha Thatha says, your rhetoric about manipulation overblown. No, it's not, sir. I mean, you can say it's overblown, but please, if you're going to just say something's overblown, give me some specifics and show us how elementary your knowledge of metals works is. No, it's not. I don't just make this shit up. I just don't make up the fact that there's huge commercial shorts out there that are fucking around the COMEX silver markets. Sir, if you don't believe that, then you're going to suffer some cognitive dissonance here very shortly, because there's people that are way smarter than you and I that have been talking about this for years. Ted Butler is one of these. If you can dispute what Ted Butler says in the comment section below, after this, me answering you here right here, then I'd love to hear from it, but you can't. It's hard to, because the fact is that the silver market is so manipulated in the COMEX markets. Anyways, it's amazing to me how many distracted people go in, they try to make money in silver because they don't understand silver and its relationship with gold. Everything. All right, well, we're getting somewhere here, Zanuthis, because I believe that I've been telling my gold people or silver people where gold goes, silver will follow. And look at the ratios. The historic ratios is all you need to know to talk about that. Currently at 91-1, pretty wide. I think it's a great deal, especially silver. GS ratio is all you need to understand. Parallel function universe. Interesting that you talk about this. Risk on a risk is off, is what it is till it's not. Silver's my mistress for 50 years. Serve me better than any other, LOL. Anyway, long thing here, and I agree and I disagree on some things. I really thank you for commenting. Any of you folks here just want to pause this and go to yesterday's video and answer this, go ahead. Good comments here. Please keep it civil. I think that he has as well. She has, whoever it is right there. And thanks for your comments. I really appreciate it, and keep watching. Agreed to disagree in this particular situation. Silverliner says, I'm looking at YouTube Maples for 607. What a price. Yeah, but Maples, Silverline, I'm just not a big fan of them. I like the generic stuff, but it's still way cheaper than it was. Hey, thanks for watching. Happy 4th of July, and keep doing what you're doing, my brother. Strongman says, silver keeps getting pounded. No sense given what's going on. Agree 100%. But again, hey, listen, silver's a steal. Silver's a steal at these prices, man. It's a freaking deal, in my opinion. You can lead, you can't make them shower. Interesting, Heart of Texas. Nice to see you commenting. Have yourself a beautiful 4th of July. Go out there and throw off a few fireworks. Make sure that you keep them away from your hands. And anyway, so there's going to be firework safeties. See what happens? I'm not even half a glass of wine yet. 1 second. Yeah, you know what? It's not because I just made that shit up. It's because he really is. Celtic Knox says the present price seems much higher than the future price. Oh, I didn't look at that, but thanks for making that. Hey, Celtic, what's up? Have yourself a nice holiday as well. Tom Theros, yes. Yeah, can't argue with that. Paul Crypto, salute and cheers to all stackers. Yeah, BS. Slow torture. Yeah, absolutely BS, detective. But again, listen, if you think about it, it's kind of like a gift. It's like Walmart putting it on sale for something that's really cheap. It's like an on sale price, actually, when you think about this. When Crimex does this, like Slavaki says, it's like silver on sale, especially since the premiums are really cheap on the generic stuff. Keep that in mind. Sliced fry up some bacon flavored luncheon meat, great value brand test. Yeah, Gary, thanks, man. I love bacon. Everybody loves bacon. Michael says, had an emergency situation pop up, inflation being what it is, become my fiat spent. Yeah, Michael. And hey, enjoy that coffee too as well. Have yourself a good weekend. Good stuff too, Bretto. Thank you. Do you think the world will just have to accept new millionaires too soon? We'll see what happens. Listen, if we just keep our value, if we just maintain our value of the money that we've saved, we're doing good at this point, folks. You know, I know people said gold and silver hasn't gone up a lot, but listen, just maintaining your value at certain times and certain points of your life are really good. So think about that as well, even though it's down a little bit. And again, lower silver prices, lower gold prices just means to me on sale prices. When you puncture, yeah, true, very true. Man, let me get through these comments here. Hey, Lance, haven't seen you comment before. Thanks for coming, Tree Climber. An old regular right here. Yeah, it's true. And again, Tree Climber, if you go back to this right here, absolutely true. Can't argue with that. Jerome says silver has not been under 20 since July 28. Silver's under. Let me think here. Remember this when buying continually gouging prices. Silver was under 20 for 6 consecutive years. Prior to that, remember well, yeah, Jeremy, I can't argue with that. The Feds are raising interest and buying bonds and stocks, and this will go on forever. Just admit it. If silver and gold cannot go up, oh, come on, Jeremy. Really, give me a break. Silver's not been under since 2020. Yeah, but Jeremy, if you understand the mechanics on how the price discovery is set in silver, you'll know that that market is heavily manipulated. If you read Ted Butler, you'll know it's probably going to end very shortly. They're going to exit those short positions. Silver's going to rocket up to a new level. So you're kind of missing the whole point there, Jeremy. But Jeremy Coleman, just admit if silver and gold cannot go up more than they did with it all, it'll never happen. Oh my gosh, really, I'm saying, Jeremy, you're completely wrong on that, especially this comment right here. That's just so off base and incorrect. But I don't want to explain it to you. You know in your heart that gold and silver is done extremely well, given the fact that everything else is taking a giant shit and will continue to. And gold and silver is real money, 5,000 years. Let me know what's done better than that, Mr. Coleman. And anyways, I'm not going to go on with that. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Just kind of agree to disagree here. However, I look forward to your future comments, and I'll try to answer them. FOQ says 19, so yes, yes, it does go below 20. I think that this is, again, Cyclops, Jim Rowe, Bo Diddley. Bo Diddley, I like that. Joseph Land. Land is the only smart investment. The only problem with land is I love land and I'm going to buy it at some point, is that you got taxes and you got insurance. Maybe not on land you got insurance, but you got taxes. And, they know that you got it and they can tax you right through the ass through it into the rest of your life, and there's nothing you can do. You cannot pick it up. You can't lose it in a boating accident, if you know what I'm talking about. Land, they know you got it and they can always steal you. They can always slowly, by cuts by 1,000 deaths, steal your land from you. If the dollar keeps going, silver below, yeah, I think so. Hey, what's up? New commenter as well. Thanks for watching, John. I think you're right. It's on sale. Donald Robertson fucking killed it. Flipped a monster Bach and strapped for 600-ounce Troy bars. Thanks to you. Man, I'm glad I could give you that advice. I'm glad you could flip 500 ounces into 600 ounces. The reason I've been telling everybody to get rid of them Silver Eagles, trade them for some 100-ounce bars. Man, you are my hero, Don. I talked to you about a couple customers. I talked about you today. Awesome, dude, and great deal. Brent, great to see you as a new viewer. I appreciate you as a new viewer as well. Milk spots caused me. I don't care about milk spots on bullion, but I don't like them on good coins. And I think you're right there. Max says, Max is a crypto spammer. Let's get rid of that fucker here. And Colin says, evidently, yes. Nice to see you. Things that go bump in the night. Dude, I haven't seen you in the shop in a while. Come by here. I'm going to call it quits. Couple reasons. I got to go to the bathroom. I got some wine to drink and some food to cook. Think for yourself. Always question authority, folks. Have yourself a great evening. And I will talk to you Monday morning. Let's see if we get that bull we're talking about. But if not, silver is on sale, man. Keep buying. This is Brian Kuzma with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Call me at 954-493-8811 anytime between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays. Happy to help you out with any questions you have. And that's it. I got to roll, man, because, man, I got to really pee. Good night, folks. Talk to you Monday.